Hi guys, welcome to my first YouTube video. So today
I'm running through your nigga house like a Tomb Raider. You gotta pass around, nigga, he a hot potato. I told him eat it or get out, that's your ultimatum.
sorry for the interruption. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning into my first YouTube video. And today I'm going to give you a story time on how somebody tried to use me for citizenship. So this is how it went. As you guys know, I've moved back to the US. Yeah, I've come here for college. I go to university at Albany. Yes, big UA, yellow, purple. Anyways, I had never been to the city before. So I had a friend of mine who was in the city and I was like, hi, I stay in upstate New York. I would like to come to the city, see Times Square, go to Wall Street, move around, see around and stuff. Like, can you put me onto a place to stay? Like, don't you have friends there? Because I knew she had friends. And I knew I couldn't stay with her because she was staying on campus and they did not allow visitors at all. So it's like, I know you have friends there who stay off campus. Can you put me on? Because I really do not want to stay in an Airbnb. She was like, yeah, I have a friend. I'll talk to him and stuff. You know what? Let me put you guys on a video call, a three-way video call. And you ask him. So we go on a video call and stuff. And we were talking. He was funny and stuff, but he was asking me a lot of questions about my citizenship and stuff. And I was like, okay. He was asking me, how am I a resident? And I'm like, I'm a resident because I'm a citizen. How are you a citizen? He wanted me, he was asking me so many questions. And I wasn't taking it seriously, but I was taking it seriously at the same time. If that makes sense. I was finding it weird, but I was answering him. So he was asking me how do I work off campus if I'm an international student? Then I'm like, no, I'm not an international student. I just grew up abroad. So many questions. I'm like, damn. In my head, I'm like, damn, nigga, okay. You're not the fucking police. But then I was like, okay, he doesn't know me. I don't know him. I'm going to stay with him. So let me just answer, because it's not like he was asking for confidential information. But my gut feeling was like, this is weird. This is really weird. So the day comes. I go to the city. I was going to the city for Easter because I had saved up. I had worked extra hours. Mind you, I didn't go home for spring break. I had worked, worked. And so I was like, you know what? Let me award myself. Let me go to the city. Let me go enjoy myself. So I get into the bus. I use Adirondack Trailways. As soon as I hit the city, I'm like, okay, this place is busy. This is so busy. I'm like, this reminds me of Dar es Salaam, because I grew up in Tanzania, so it reminded me of Dar es Salaam. So I'm like, okay, this place is really, really pretty. It's pretty. It's really vibrant. I liked it. I just liked it. Then I got out of the bus. I'm going to the bus terminal. I'm like, this place stinks. Oh my God, the city is so dirty, bro. It's so dirty. That threw me off. But anyways, let's go back to the story. Now I'm back to the story. Sorry for dissing the city, bro. I hope my friends are from New York don't get mad about this. Anyways, so I'm there. My friend comes, picks me up. I'm so happy to see her because I grew up with this girl. And I'm like, I'm so happy to see her. So she's like, okay, I'm going to take you to my friend. The one she introduced me to, the one that I could stay with. I'm like, okay, so she pays for the Uber. Such a sweet girl, because it was my first time in the city. She takes me there. The guy opens the door. I'm looking at him, he's looking at me. He was nice. I sat down. Mind you, I'm still a college student. So I was doing my work while I was at the house. I was also doing my work in the bus because I'm like, if I'm here, let me just do my work. So when those guys left, we were talking and stuff. He helped me with work. I was like, this guy is so nice. He was telling me about himself and stuff. And I'm like, this guy is really nice. But then I'm looking around and I'm like, okay, he's paying for his own tuition. He works a job that pays him $13. How does he afford a $2,000 apartment? But I'm like, you know what, Rhea? You're staying here. This is none of your business. None of your business at all. So I was like, you know what? Let me just do what brought me here, is to eat, sleep, and go have fun in the city. So I'm doing my work, busy typing, as I said. And he decided to help me. He was really nice. He was helping me with psychology because he did psychology. So now he's helping me and stuff, like, you know, and I'm like, okay, I'm thinking to myself that, okay, this guy is really nice, like looking for answers and stuff. Then all of a sudden, he asks me again about my citizenship. And I tell him, and I'm like, didn't I just tell this nigga so many times that I'm American? He doesn't believe. Is it because of my accent? How many Americans are there and they don't have an American accent? You know, an accent basically is just how a person speaks in a different country. It doesn't mean that they can't speak English, you know? So I'm like, yes. And then all of a sudden, he has this serious face and he's like, even saying it like the way he said it is hard. So let me just say it. He was like, why don't we get married so you can help me get my papers? And he literally stopped what he was doing. Like, he was helping me. And he dead ass looked me in the face. He was like, why don't you help me get married so I can get my papers? I started laughing. Because I'm like, this nigga is joking. All of a sudden, he's like, no, I'm serious. Why don't you help me get married so I can get my papers? Then I started telling him things I'm hearing of how people get their papers. Some people come on a student visa. They work here, blah, blah, blah. He was also on a student visa, so like he could apply for jobs afterwards and the jobs help him get like, you know, permanent residency and stuff. He was like, no, he wants to get like his citizenship before school, like before he graduates. And I'm thinking to myself like, I'm sorry, I can't help you with that because like that's fraud. I've heard of people that have gotten arrested because of that shit. And then he was like, oh, okay, he helped me finish my homework. And then he went to sleep. I told him good night. He told me good night. He went to sleep. That was 3 a.m. 3 a.m. Now, in the morning, when we woke up, that was the day shit went down. Like, anyways. So the next day he goes to work. I get ready. I go. I spent time with my friend. We had fun. We went to Primark. Mind you, I'm going to do a part 2 of my New York trip and I'll do a vlog. Anyways, we go, we shop, we eat, we have fun and all this stuff, like, you know. Then I ended up like, you know, going to her dorm, like sneaking into her dorm. I literally climbed a ladder, went over the balcony and went into her dorm room. So I'm like thinking to my head, I texted this boy and told him I'm leaving. He didn't respond. I texted him again. He didn't respond, but he's sending streaks to my friend and stuff. So now I'm getting ready to come back. So I'm calling him because he has to open the door for me. And all of a sudden he's not answering. I'm like, why isn't this nigga answering? So my friend calls him, then he answers and he's like, you know, you can't expect people to be up at this time. And I'm thinking to my head, didn't I tell this boy that I'm coming back at like 3, 4? And he was like, it's fine. But you could hear in his voice he wasn't sleeping. He just wasn't answering the phone. Then I'm like, okay, I'm calling the Uber. I'll be back. He's like, bet. And then he hangs up. I'm like, the way he has hung up is weird. I'm like, where has this negative energy come from? Yesterday night we were cool. Like, we were really cool. So he opens the door for me. And he's looking all mad. I'm not saying anything. I just told him, hey. And thank you. He's like, you're welcome. As soon as I get into the room, he goes straight to his room. But I'm standing there. And I'm in shock because my bed was in the living room. But there was somebody sleeping in the middle bed. So I asked him, who is this? And he's like, oh, that's my friend. And then I realized that the friend was that guy. And I'm thinking to my head, I'm a fucking female. Yes, I understand you also don't know me. This is your friend. But how do you let a guy, like, don't you care? Like, bro, I don't even know what to say, bro. I was like, bro, even thinking about it is making me mad again. Okay, I've composed myself. I'm like, this guy here is snoring. And it's a man and I'm a female. Don't you care about my security? Just because he's your friend doesn't mean he can't do anything to me. This is what I'm thinking. I didn't want to argue with him because I could already sense the energy was off. And then nigga wasn't even asleep because he was on the phone with his friend. Not even with his friend. He was arguing with some girl on the phone. It's not a girl, by the way. It's a you know what? Let me mind my business. Anyways, I was like, he's here being all rude to me on the phone, yet he wasn't even sleeping. And then I come and I find somebody that I don't know sleeping in the bed right next to me, and I'm a fucking female. I'm so fucking scared. This is a man. I don't know what he can do to me. So I went, I showered. I started praying in the shower. I was like, God, please don't let anything happen to me. Please, God, guide me. Please don't let anything bad happen to me. Let me shower. Let me sleep. I went, I took my phone, my bags, I put them inside the bed, and I slept. And I said, God, guide me, because I don't know who this person is. Like, you didn't even tell me. Yes, I'm a visitor, yes, but you didn't even tell me somebody was also gonna be sleeping in the room as me. That's also disrespectful. If you came to my place and I'm bringing a friend over, yes, it's my place, I know it's my place, but I'd at least give you the courtesy. Moreover, somebody of the different gender. Like, anyways, so this supposed friend of his had to have a fucking phone call at 6 fucking a.m. Didn't even care that I was sleeping. Started talking on the phone. I woke up. Mind you, I slept badly because he was there. And then he was talking on the phone. Didn't even care that I was around talking on the phone. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? Can't you see I'm also fucking sleeping? Can't you go, like, at least have the courtesy of going to, like, the toilet or something? You're talking here. I'm like, you know what? Since I'm already up, let me go and eat some of the food that I had left in the fridge. I go to the kitchen. I find dirty pots, a dirty rice cooker, dishes filled in the sink. I said, you know what? If you know me, you know I don't want to see those. Like, I don't like seeing dishes. I was like, you know what, Rhea? Finish eating your food. Arrange the plates. I arranged the plates because the day before, him and that friend of his had eaten and left all those dishes there. So I was like, you know what? Let me just arrange them. Let me go shower, because I was going back to hang out with my friend. Then I come back and I wash these dishes. So I finished eating. I arranged the dishes and I put my plates on the top. I went, I showered. When I came out of the shower, I find his friend washing the dishes. I'm like, oh, okay. He's washing the dishes. That's fine. All of a sudden, this boy that I'm staying with starts telling me that, oh, when are you leaving? I'm like, I'm leaving tomorrow. I got my bus ticket for 12. I'm leaving at 12. Then he's like, oh, you'll have to leave earlier because I'm traveling and I'm leaving at like 8 a.m. Yeah, he said he's leaving at 8 a.m. Then I'm like, oh, okay, I'll see what I can do. I can't leave, like, what do you call it? I'll see what I can do, because I legit told you that I'm going to stay here till Tuesday. So, like, I was finding this awkward because even when I came, I literally told him I was going to stay till Tuesday, but I was decided to leave on Monday. That's why I even told him that I'm actually even leaving a day earlier. And I'm like, why is he acting like this? So I'm like, I sensed bad energy and stuff. So then they leave, then they go. All of a sudden, an hour later, my friend calls me and she's like, Rhea, what have you done? I'm like, what do you mean? What have you done? Then she's like, first of all, this boy is complaining that you came back late yesterday and like you expected him to be awake. And I'm thinking to my head, the fuck? I fucking told him. He said it was fine. He's acting funny. Second thing, she was like, this boy gave you free food, free housing, and you disrespectfully didn't wash your plate. Now, I'm mad. I'm already mad because I was like, he wanted me to wash my plate and leave all the other dishes there but wash my plate. How would that have looked? It would have even been bad to be like, oh, this girl just washed her plate and left all the other plates. But I was like, since I'm going to the city later on, let me shower, come back and wash these plates. But it was a problem for me leaving my plate, like arranging the dishes. Listen, I arranged the dishes, put the plate on top. Like from big to small, arrange the dishes, getting ready to come and wash them. But because his friend washed it, it's a problem. Didn't his friend also eat from those plates? Him and his friend ate from those plates. So it was a problem for his friend to wash the dishes. But me, because I didn't wash it, it's a big problem. And I'm thinking, this guy is being weird because he told my friend that as a girl, listen, that as a female, I'm supposed to have washed the plates. And I'm already mad. I'm like, what the fuck? As a female, I'm supposed to wash the plates, but your friend also used the plates. He shouldn't wash it because I am there, so because I am there, he shouldn't wash it, yet he also used those plates. I wasn't even thinking like that. I was like, you know what, I'll just wash them when I'm done. But now he was bringing up the gender roles. I'm basically thinking like, what the fuck, your friend also ate from those plates. What's the problem that he washes? That's when I knew that something is wrong. For him to be acting like this, something is wrong. Even my friend was asking me, is there anything wrong? Then I'm like, no. Then she's like, you know what, you come to the city, let's talk about it. So that thing triggered me real bad. It made me mad because I've had bad experiences living with people. So that thing made me mad. It made me so mad. I was boiling. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? Why is he acting like this? He's being such a misogynist. He's being chauvinistic. He's being dumb. His friend washed the dishes. So, didn't he also use the plate? I was mad. I was so fucking mad. I was so mad, bro. So mad. So now I meet my friend in the city and my friend was like, Rhea, let me ask you something. Did he ask you to have sex with him and you refused? And I'm like, no, he never asked to have sex with me. So she's like, what the hell is going on? So I explained it to her now in person. Then she's like, just let it go. All of a sudden, this nigga calls. Mind you, I had been calling him, he didn't answer. He calls her and he's like, you need to tell your friend she needs to leave today. Then she's like, how is she supposed to leave today, yet she has already booked her ticket to leave tomorrow? And then he was like, no, because I'm leaving at 6 a.m. Mind you, he had told me 8. He had also told her 8. Now he's saying 6 a.m. So my friend now was getting mad. She was like, what happened? Why are you kicking her out like this? Because he kicked me out. Like, he was kicking me out, like, wanting me to leave. Then I was like, I had already changed my ticket to leave at 7 a.m., meaning I had to leave the apartment at 5 a.m. to reach Port Authority because he stayed in Harlem to reach Port Authority. So I'm like, what? I had to drink water because this was making me mad. Then my friend was like, just let's go have fun. Since you've booked your ticket, he's gonna open the door for you and stuff. You'll be fine. So we go have fun, but I'm still mad. As I said, this triggered me real bad. She gave me a hug. We went around. We had fun. Then I came back. So as I come back, I call him. He's not answering. I'm calling him. I had reached back at 10. So I reached there. He's like, I'm going to buzz you in. And he was alone in the apartment. He leaves me standing outside for 20 minutes. And he was upstairs, but he left me standing outside for 20 minutes. And then he comes, he opens for me. He doesn't say anything. Like, he says nothing at all. Nothing, and I don't tell him anything. He left me there for 20 minutes. Mind you, this is Harlem. There were so many homeless people. I was standing there. People were looking at me. Some guy was asking me, are you okay? Those 20 minutes felt like a fucking hour. Literally, I looked at my time and I was like, let me time this boy, because I could hear him talking on the phone from upstairs. He comes, I go in. He doesn't say anything to me. I just said, thank you for letting me in. I finished packing. He goes to sleep. I go to sleep. I wake up in the morning. I order my Uber. I leave. He doesn't even tell me bye or anything. I'm like, it's fine. As soon as I reached campus, I texted him and I was like, let me just text him and tell him thank you because he gave me free food and free housing. I text him. I tell him, thank you so much for letting me stay at your place. Journey mercies to wherever you're traveling to. Blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, just being nice. Texting him and treating him like how I was trained to be. I have good home training manners. That's what he lacked. Anyways, don't mind that. I was getting mad. No, this shit is making me mad. So, back to it. I text him. He doesn't respond. I wasn't even expecting him to respond. My friend calls me. She's like, what happened yesterday? I told her what happened. She's like, I'm personally sorry for how he acted and what he did to you. Like, if it was because of citizenship, this would have been another way. You all need to understand, both of you are young. People would have found this funny. You know this is fraud. Everybody knows around the world that this can be fraud. So at least this was a learning experience for me. I learned that people can use you. Nothing in America is free. Nothing in this country is free. Nothing in this country is free. Nothing. As long as you don't have your mother and your father here to love you, nobody else will treat you for free. Nothing is free. Keep that in mind. For people that are coming here, nothing is free. You have to work or you have to pay for it. Yes. Anyways, so I go back to campus. My friends are like, we need to see this boy, we need to see this boy. I go to his Instagram page. All of a sudden, I realize the nigga even unfollowed me on Instagram. I'm like, aha. So all of this really was for citizenship. And like, I'm telling my friend, and then another person was eavesdropping. I was listening to our story, and she was like, this, like, she's the third person I'm hearing this week that has gone through something like that. And I'm like, damn, people will do anything for this citizenship. Not me. I'm always going to be an forthright, faithful, honest person. Although in this country you need to have money, but I'll always be a forthright and faithful person, because I was actually thinking of, like, you know, buying him a gift and being like, oh, thank you so much for like letting me stay at your place, because he did do a lot before all of this happened. And like, you know, talk to one of my relatives that I know here who have like connections at the embassy or something, and like, you know, be like, put in a word for this guy, you know, because he had talked about citizenship, because that's how I am. But for him doing this and this whole situation triggering me, I was like, I'm going to stay away from people that are desperate for stuff. Because once you're close to people that are desperate for the wrong things and their desperation makes them do dumb stuff, trust me, you're going to put yourself into problems. So I was like, I'm now back in campus. He didn't answer my message. He has unfollowed me on Instagram. Let me unfollow him, because I only follow people that I know. So let me unfollow him, because he's not going to make it look like, oh, I'm still following him. I let it be. I decided to keep quiet. 2 weeks later, nigga adds me on Snapchat. I'm like, okay, my account is public anyway, so I'm not gonna add him back. He subscribed, so he wants to see. Then he decides to text me. I'm like, I'm not opening these messages. I am not opening these messages. And we left it at that. I've never heard from him again. I never want to hear from him again. He basically made me feel uncomfortable, tried to use me, treated me badly, tried to make me look bad in front of my friends, was a chauvinist, was a misogynist, and was just dumb. So, learning lesson. I don't even know what the learning lesson for this story is. The moral of the story is, don't stay with people you don't know, and nothing in this country comes for free. That's the only thing I can tell you. So that's my story time on how somebody tried to use me for citizenship when I went to the city for the first time. And imagine this was the first time I went to the city. Like, although the city was smelling, was dirty and stuff, that like, and it was really annoying me, because I grew up in the suburbs. I grew up in like a very clean place, and even Albany was not as dirty as them, as a city. I was like, this is annoying me. But like, what this guy did, what he did, it was too much. Another person would have broken down, because the way he treated me, it was like I did something wrong. So learning lesson, nothing is ever for free. Nothing at all is ever for free. Especially in this country, you need to work hard and have your own money. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in to my first YouTube story time. There'll be more. I won't only be doing story times. I'll be doing very many things. You know me, this is called For Rhea's Drama. My life is dramatic. That's why I just had to explain to you parts of my life so you can see how dramatic it is. Yes, I'm talking too much now. Give me a second. I've drank like 2 of these because of this. Anyways, drink your water. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe down below. Don't forget to follow my Instagram, Akentuga. Yes, you'll see my pictures. Just go to my Instagram. You'll enjoy my Instagram. And don't forget to tune into my podcast, The links are on my bio on my Instagram page. I have a podcast. It's called Rhea Talking Shii. I talk about everything. Thank you. Bye.